It seems like ages since I've posted, but I saw this last night. Mind your business. This is my reply to mind your business. Now, it's like Zach gets almost everything right and he misses a few significant answers. Now, he tells you like he's criticizing as, right? Heel versus babyface, which I don't think much of these people. I mean, it's weird because at times like the geek and gamerverse, right? You have Jeremy Griggs, which if you go to his Facebook, if you type in videos, right, you look for videos, you go back to 2015. When he did his first video, it was like he was doing a job interview. He had the Star Wars cap. And he was like doing his first job interview. Like he was very stiff. And all you have to do is go back to when these people first started. And people, and by the way, people do. They know where that time machine is. They go on that time machine. They go all the way back. And if people want to go all the way back to my videos, it's the Mosaic when I was playing out music on my Casio PT-10. So I was like composing music for a story I didn't finish on my 3DS. So that was my first videos. And I remember somebody wrote, "The fuck? What is this shit?" Like those were my first videos. But anyway, he's criticizing a lot of, now what he was doing was that there's a guy, I forgot his name, Mike Post or whatever his name is. And he's got like all these videos that are exactly the same. Woke Hollywood panic, woke Hollywood panic, woke teacher panic, woke this panic. And yeah, it's an extreme obvious form of when somebody's an anti. From what I saw of this video, it looks like somebody who's trying to follow everybody else. They see the guy, Mr. Post, okay, that Zach is talking about, sees what Young Rip is doing, what Gary Nerdrotic is doing, what Heel versus Babyface is doing, what Ryan Kinnell is doing, what's his face, Josiah Rises would be doing. Josiah Rises isn't really included much in these. I don't think he's even in Friday Night Tights or Tuesday Night's Main Event. I could be wrong, but I know he was there recently when Trump got shot. And so, and it used to be that the Geek and Gamerverse was much larger. Mary Mayhem used to be directly there with the Geeks and Gamers. Now she's on her own. Jessie Milestone used to kind of be there, and then she was cast out. Mecha Random was there, and then she got cast out because she was called extreme right. Anna, that Star Wars girl, she wasn't cast out, but she was just like not really there. She did her own shit. So the faces, the shape of it was changing. Most of the females had left. Josiah, I don't know. Like I said, he's on his own, I think. Ivan is on his own. Ivan Ortega is on his own. Ivan Ortega used to be part of that, and he's got the Weeps and Waifus kind of brand now from Jeremy. So, I do observe this stuff. So, you have to kind of observe it. And there are times when they're really right, and there are times when they're wrong. Now, I think back to Tom Lakis, and Tom Lakis is the guy that tells you $40 on a date, 0 is optimal, 3 strikes and she's out. Like, he became the guy. Like, he started out with politics, and then he became the guy. But he was a guy who was hired by the industry, right? Just like actors are hired by the industry. Or, when they're AFTRA or SAG-AFTRA, non-union. He was an establishment person. And everybody who was just like, either you're working a dead-end job, you're working a blue-collar job, a white-collar job, you're watching your favorite person on the television, or you're listening to your favorite person on the radio. So Tom Lakis was that guy. But Tom Lakis became the guy that had all these rules and had all these characteristics, even if most of them might have been bullshit when he got off. And some people did call him out. Some people did call him out on his bullshit. Adam Carolla, I think, was one of them. And I used to think about Tom Lakis being that guy, and he wasn't really that guy. Some people were calling him out. So, and then he became a supporter of Kamala Harris. I think it's on his tweets. He hates Trump. He hates Fred Trump, but he hates his son, Donald Trump. So, I don't know. Kamala Harris isn't going to lead us. I mean, if that happens, I will be doing a YouTube video about it. We're doomed. We really are. If the Democrats had shown us they were better, by not just talking shit. Like, I would be like, oh, well, guess we got a real fight. No, we don't. So anyway, kind of going back to this, we're ordinary people who have access to an app or a part of the internet that allows us to have a platform. We didn't go through the industry. We didn't go through radio. Now, the problem with Zach here is that although he says a lot of things that are right, he's praising Eric July. Now, I don't praise Eric July on a couple of things. You don't make a comic book and then suddenly you're famous. Zach does not discuss the catalysts of what makes people famous. Jeremy Griggs would have still been struggling with Geeks and Gamers, his brand, if not for The Last Jedi. Heel versus Babyface had a large following, but it wasn't until that one space game, right? It wasn't Starfield. It wasn't even until Starfield, right? Starfield. So Starfield had the current day stuff, the woke stuff that was pissing him off, and he yelled. So as Zach has pointed out, now he's the guy that's yelling. He's yelling because of Starfield. And Mr. Eric July is famous because of Supergirl. Now, when Eric July started out, he was doing track and field. He was in a band. All exciting, right? No, that's not what made him famous. Being in a band, doing track and field, that's not what made him famous. He still would have been struggling. It wasn't until Supergirl that his fame shot up in the air. Okay, there's always that one video. Now, for me, it's the algorithms do not work in my favor. So you see here, that's anniversary Pac-Man board game, 672,000 views. Okay, 672,000 views. There are others that get thousands of views. I think I have one that has like 11,000. It was a short. I think it was about the DC Legends of Tomorrow. I'm not sure. But there you go. That's my stuff right there. And I am grateful. I think people were just looking at the emoji titles. I don't know. Maybe they were just looking at the emojis, or maybe it was the board game, because other people have reviewed the board game. So it wasn't like all of a sudden my channel became about Pac-Man. Now, I did do Pac-Man content, but it never shot up. It never became more than what it was. I mean, like, I'll show you the Pac-Man stuff. I will show you the Pac-Man stuff because I want to kind of make this point. For me, it doesn't hit like that. And Pac-Man Mecha, that's got 280, 378 views for this one. Second one here, Pac-Man, Pac-and-Pal, the board game. That's 135, 332 for plug and play. There's some that got less. Miss Pac-Man got less. Miss Pac-Man got 69 views. Ooh, that's 251 for Super Pac-Man Saturday night. And that's when I was working my dead-end job. 212. So a lot of these, they got some views, but not like astronomical. I didn't suddenly become this star overnight. So I think for me, some people appreciate the randomness of what I do. Like, you never know what I'm going to put up. I think that's who I am. Because I don't like to stick to one topic. Now, I do not. The problem also too is when Eric July and I can't believe Zach cannot see past this shit. Eric July is talking at you. He is not talking with you. He is not it's hard to be the guy who sits at the bar after you get out of a long day. Everybody feels like that's what it is. Like, oh, I just got off my 8-hour shift. I'm at the bar, gonna go have a drink before I go see the wife. Gotta go see the wife. I'm being married. Gotta go see the wife. And so it's like, here's that guy that says, oh, yeah, you had a long day, man? Tell me all about it, man. Oh, I'm here, right? Yeah, oh, yeah, tell me about it. Oh, yeah, my day. That's what that's what most people want the YouTuber to be, your instant friend. But I think, as Pat Contry had pointed out, you can only show a certain side that's not really you, but maybe it's an aspect of you. And when you turn off the camera, you're who you are. I'm a little bit disgusting and vulgar at times. I'm probably not somebody you want to deal with all the time. Probably not. But I put my best face forward when I turn on this phone, or I turn on a tablet, or some kind of camera, and I talk to you all. because I want you to really like, I want you to learn things from me. So Eric July is talking at you, and he's not like you. Maybe there will be a Catalyst video, but I kind of hit one with Pac-Man, and I thought it was going to become the Pac-Man channel, and that wasn't going to happen because people weren't there. So I don't know what it was that really got people to go. But every now and then I'll do True Force Loneliness. You know, that's a well that can run dry. And I could sit there and be the channel where I complain about everything. If it comes natural, then it does. And I think that's the thing. It has to come, the content that you spew out has to come natural. But yeah, I do agree with Zach that you want to be careful. You're not the guy that is like the algorithm has determined you, because Jeremy Griggs in his 60s and 70s is going to have to look back at Jeremy Griggs in his 40s, and he's going to have to think, oh shit, yeah, should I have done all this stuff? Maybe not. I saw, and I was watching where, and I'm going to talk about this probably tomorrow, about, because, you know, abortion and all that, you have the information at the bottom of the screen. But he was talking about, what is it, Kamala Harris was talking down to abortion rights activists who were yelling. And Jeremy, the way he was talking about it, he was still saying the right words, but the tone of voice had changed, because he knows he's got people who are pro-life and pro-choice in his audience. You can be pro-choice and still vote for Trump. You could be pro-life and vote for Kamala. So as far as that goes, I don't think he's all in defending either one, because in the end, we're males. We can't reproduce. So he knows that. So like when she screws up on Fox News, that's one thing. Jeremy he'll go all out. But when it comes to abortion rights or Kamala talking shit about people who are pro-life, he kind of stutters a little bit. So you kind of see, or when someone talks about angry Joe, or Joe Biden being angry Joe Biden, he says he's angry and he's bitter when he was looking at the Joe versus Trump debate when Joe Biden was still running, because he didn't want to say angry Joe because that's the YouTuber. So you could tell when someone is not consistent, like when Tom Leykis says I believe in God, when he was talking nice to one caller who called in, and he was supposed to be Ask the Atheist. So you know, you look for holes in the armor. You look for weaknesses. I have weaknesses. Okay. I do. I have weaknesses, but someone talks down to you, right? It's like when you say, why is Trump a convicted felon? When someone commits a crime, they go to jail. That's talking down to you. Like, you know, that's bullshit. Like, they're trying to talk down to you like you're 12 and you can't think. So that's it. That's all I got to say. What should YouTube be? I think YouTube should be, it should be an amalgam of different talking heads. And I think if people who do complain that it's all anti-SJW, there's somebody for you. And I think Zach said it too. There's somebody for everybody. And I think Al Smith of Ghostbusters, him quitting, was just foolish, because there's somebody for everybody. There are different kinds of people who are here. And you can have left-wingers. You can have right. I just don't care. I take some, there are Democrats. There are a handful of Democrats, okay, or maybe a couple of hands, who have really good ideas, who don't hate Trump and don't tell you to hate Trump. They may criticize Trump's presidential decisions when he was president, and they're not mean tweets or racist Hitler narratives. And some Democrats have really good ideas that we should listen to, but they may have second thoughts about Kamala. And some Republicans want George W. Bush ideas to come back. Oh, let's look for those WMDs. So that's why I don't take sides. That's who I am. I think what I want to think. And I want you to think about what you want to think about after this video ends in 3, 2, 1.